Greetings. This is Skylar Saunders saying, what's current? All right, the numbers are in. 2 fatalities, 18 shootings in Chicago over the Memorial Day weekend. That's progress, comparatively speaking. It's a good indicator of law enforcement, private individuals, citizens, on patrol, cops, um, different officials, different politicians, political figures. But still got to be more. I want it down to zero. Should be down to zero. Should be down to zero. There should be no shootings. There should be no murders. There should be none. There should be absolutely none. There's no excuse for any city, especially Chicago. Chicago had such a high violent crime rate on these days. We have to look forward to July 4th now. We have to see what July 4th is going to bring and then we have to see Labor Day. Those are the three key elements. The unofficial start of summer and Memorial Day weekend, the middle of summer, technical middle of summer on 4th of July, and the end of summer technically and unofficially on Labor Day. So we have to look at all those different aspects. I think it's a good thing. I think the mayor he's done well, Brendan Johnson. He hasn't done a perfect job, and he admits that, but he has done for the most part a better job than the previous mayors who seemed like they had no clue on how to govern. And it's also just fortune. It's just reality. I mean, it said 18 shootings. Those could have easily been 18 homicides, but there were people that were hitting their arm and their leg, and and non-fatal, non-life-threatening wounds. But Chicago is known for its gangs. It's known for its arts. It's known for its it's just a big ball of differences. It has the cuisine, the architecture, the beautiful array of sport teams. Then it has its gun violence. It has its homicide rates. It has its all this, and it just has this dichotomy, just split down. That makes it a different kind of world, even from Los Angeles and New York, which it is often compared to. It's the third largest city behind LA and New York. Salute to you, Christopher Perkins. Keep doing real premium urban black political worldwide media news work daily with a very sophisticatedly analytical analysis, sir. Respectfully. Salute to you, sir. Salute to you. Tell like 12 other people about me, then we'll be in business. Trying to get 300,000 people in the live right now. We're going to get there. Salute. All right. So, I mean, I was just looking at, they have specific details regarding the shootings. They have one man, he was shot in his vehicle and killed. He was actually murdered. And nobody was caught. No, in any of these shootings, with the 2 fatalities and 18 shootings, nobody was caught. There were no arrests whatsoever. So somebody knows something. Somebody saw something. Somebody heard something. That's when you start snitching. If you want your city to be better, you don't say, "Oh well, I ain't see nothing. It wasn't nothing about me. It wasn't concerned about kin and my family. I ain't had nothing to do with it. It's not worried about me." But then it is your kin and your family. Then you're gonna be like, "Oh, does anybody know? Does anybody have any information? Does anybody realize what happened?" Then you'll be crying. But somebody else, you can't. And that's not being selfish. Selfishness is a virtue. That's being irrational. When you say, "Oh, it had nothing to do with me," that's irrational. It has everything to do with you. You could be next. And you might not even die. You might be paralyzed from the chest down. Something like that. So definitely something to think about, because Chicago is. I've never been there, but I've always wanted to visit it. I've been to New York. I've been to California. I haven't been to Los Angeles, and they just had a situation with them. They had a mob scene that violated the rights of trains and business owners, and they graffiti different things, and they set off fireworks. It was a flamethrower. It was crazy. It was a flame spitter. That's how you say it. But yeah, it was wild. They had a mob, but nobody was arrested and nobody was really injured. I don't think anyone was injured, but it was still a crazy scene. Excuse me. So we have to, look at it. Chicago, man. The land of Lupe Fiasco, the land of Ye, the land of Twista, the land of um, Do or Die, the land of, and that's just the recent years. And it's also the land of, I don't want to say anybody else. I'll get it wrong. I want to say, some blues players because that's where it was. They went from Mississippi to Chicago. Chicago has a long history of being an interesting intersection between the South and the North, or a destination for people from southern areas, such as Mississippi, to the North, and Chicago from the late 19th century to early 20th century. And that time frame, that time period, is also known for its Italian mobsters, its mafia, the Al Capones of the world, the Scarfaces, and is the site of the home of the drive-by. They started the drive-by shooting. But it's also known for its, like I said, its cuisine. It's dogs. You gotta have mustard on the dog. You can't put ketchup on a dog, or you will be. I mean, I hope nobody's ever been shot because of putting ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago. That would be very sad. I can just imagine that. But they take that seriously. They have a lot. They put like lettuce and sauerkraut, I think maybe, but they definitely put mustard on it. And of course, they're famous for their pizza too. Their deep dish pizza. I mean, it's serious. I had one at Uno's in DC, and it was just like, am I eating pasta right now? What is going on? I didn't understand what was going on. It was very interesting. But anyway, that's just a brief, very shoddy overview of Chicago. But yeah, so this isn't like years ago. This isn't like early or mid 2000s or early 20 teens when you could have 15 people killed and 30 or 40 people shot. It was relatively peaceful in Chicago over the weekend. So I have to give credit where it is due. And I researched a little bit, and they said, one of the main things that promoted this decrease in violence was police presence. Police presence in these areas, that was a key component in all of this, because that decreases the gang mentality, the gang movements. If they see police on the corner, that's an indication to say, I might not want to commit this crime, or I'll be doing a lot of time. So that is very important, I think, as sincerely, truly important. The fact that like I said, law enforcement and police presence, the law enforcement, they have better strategies. They know how to control. They know where there's an abundance of activity, of criminal activity, and they hone in on that, and they make sure they are prepared. Well beyond the means of the cartel or the gangs that rove the streets of Chicago. Bumba, Bussy Smollett, yes, we have to remember him. Bussy Smollett in Chicago. I still don't understand. That was such a goofy, weird, strange situation. I still am. And before I forget it, I have to remember about their cuisine also. You have to go to the was the Wiener Circle. I think that's it. I think that's what it's called. Let me see, make sure. The Wiener Circle. Yeah. The Wiener Circle where they accost you. They cuss you out. They say all kinds of things about you. I don't know what Bumba's saying that Jesse Smollett, the actor, and I don't know if he was even. I think the charges were dropped against him, but he had to pay something. I think because he made a false report or something. And there was like these two twins that or two brothers that were involved in it from Nigeria or something. It was just crazy. It was when was that? 2020, 2019. When was that? I can't even remember when that was. It was a few years ago, but Bumba saying he was at the freak offs. We're not sure. The views expressed by Bumba do not represent those of Skylar Saunders Singh or any of its affiliates. Viewer discretion is advised. There's a restaurant called Karen's where they have to be rude to you. Well, it's similar to the Wiener Circle, I guess, because they do that for the Wiener Circle. They cuss at you. If you say something like chocolate milk, if a patron goes up to them and it's a black mammy, and you say, "I want some chocolate milk," she flashes her breasts because that's the code name for flashing you, chocolate milk. But they cuss at you, say, "You MF, you son of a, you GD, you goddamn, you mother MF," all that. And, and they'll give you your order, and it's like the best tasting hot dog in the world or something, and one of the best tasting hot dogs in the world. I got to look up Karen's. I'm going to write that down. Karen's. Karen's shot. Have you personally been there, Bumba, or do you just know it? I've never personally been to Wiener Circle. I just saw it on the news. I saw it on. It was on Dave Attell. It was on NPR. It was on Conan O'Brien, I think, or something like that. It was on late night TV. It was very interesting, and it's kind of low key racist because mostly white people going up to these black women behind the kitchen and working and trying to make meals and stuff like that. But they get super big tips. They get big tips. They get a lot of tips. So I hope Karen's is like that too. You're costing, but they get big tips. But I think they often hear the word nigger being tossed about, or at least volleyed toward them while they're making their hot dogs. It's wild, but it's true. I mean, I always thought about that when I was a barista and when I was a server at Olive Garden. I was like, could you imagine if I was like at the Wiener Circle? Like, what do you a-holes want? What do you want? What are you trying to eat? What are you trying to eat this guinea bull BS? The waitresses have to flip you off and then eat off your plate before giving you your food. Wow. I have to look this up. Karen's. This is crazy. Do you know what part of Chicago that is? I'll look it up later, but just as for the time of the show. That's very interesting. But yeah, so back to the lesson at hand. 18 people shot, 2 killed. Still needs to be better because, like I said, those 18 shots, people weren't aiming, obviously. And it's all about emotionalism. It's all about emotion. It's all about the feeling. The guy was in an argument and he just pop, shot him. Yo, Sky, peace up. Yo, King Hazy. Only Hayes YouTube channel. Salute to you, sir. Salute. It's Memorial Day. That's another thing. Remember the fallen. I don't say Happy Memorial Day. I say remember the fallen. I don't want to, mislead anybody. I say remember the fallen. I don't say Happy Memorial Day. I know there's Memorial Day sales. We talked about that yesterday. But remember the fallen. That's the key on Memorial Day. Have you heard of Heart Attack Grill? Oh my God. No, I've not heard of Heart Attack Grill. Let me put that in too. All right, so Heart Attack Grill, Karen's, and Wiener Circle. It's hard. I'll look that up though. I haven't. I've never heard of it. No, Bumba. I've never heard of it. No, morbidly obese people eat there. What is the draw? Is it like they have to? I think I did hear about that. I did hear about that. I think on the Food Network. Is it like they have to sign a waiver or something to eat this kind of sandwich or something like that? And if they pass it, they get a T-shirt or something crazy. I think I heard about that. But yeah. So Chicago is much better than before, but it still is a lot of work done until it gets down to zero. You know, zero shootings, zero murders. Or zero murders, I should say, because if you want to have a shooting, it could be somebody in self-defense. So. They have a giant scale too, and the waitresses are dressed like nurses. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, they had and the chef is something like it's dressed like a doctor or something like that. Yeah, I did hear about that. I'm not sure where that is though. That's funny. But yeah, so it's law enforcement because they have better strategies, they have police presence, they have greater understanding of where the hot spots are, where the most gang activity it resides, where Vegas, okay, cool. They have a better understanding, have a better grasp over how to police, have a better grasp over how to govern, they have a better grasp over how to uh, ensure the safety and well-being of its citizens, because that's the only thing that's the government is used for, protecting individual rights. That's it. Nothing else. Not for health care, not for welfare, not for goodies, not for anything else other than the military, the law courts, and of course the police. The law courts and the police are the ones that are, of course, the main draw for Chicago. But for the nation at large, it's all three of them. But I say that, tip of my hat. I got to, you got to give credit where credit is due, because I remember reports like 600 people dying a year. Like that's why they called it Chirac. They called it Chirac because in Iraq, that's how you properly pronounce it. In Iraq, there were fewer people killed in certain years than people in on the battlefield on the American side than there were in Chicago. They had more murders than they had warriors killed on the front lines. So that's why it earned the title Chirac or Chirac, if you want to say it. But that's sad though. That's sad. It has that connotation. It still has. I think it's gone down a lot. I mean, Spike Lee made a horrible movie called Chirac. It was just a mess. Most of his movies are messy sometimes. Some of them are very, clear and you can kind of follow them. But this one was particularly a mess. Ye should be mayor. That was Bumba. You're definitely sipping on. What you sipping on, Bumba? What you pop a perky? Would you pop? You saying that Ye should be mayor? That's special. Sipping on purple stuff. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. Sipping on that lean. That's all right though. But you talking about Ye being the mayor? He can't. He tried to run for president. That's well. I think he not tried, but he did run for president. I think twice, in 16 and no 20 and 20 and this past election 24. Heard Ye write an autobiography called My Struggle. Oh my God! If he might. That's an obvious reference to Hitler. That's just the English iteration of Mein Kampf. I mean, that's why I don't trust a word he says. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry about the Jews, and so I don't worship Hitler and stuff like that." Yeah, okay. I drink no codeine scissor. You just drink what? Uh, Mrs. Butterworth scissor or something? What are you doing, sir? What kind of scissor? What you doing, King? How is he going to back down now? He should have stayed 10 toes down. Exactly. That's what I said, and I'm still not supporting him. But once he does go to and apologizes to FBA and the Jewish community, then I'll allow him. Then I will, support him and be on his team again. Because I was team Yay since 2002 when he did Beats, 2001, 2002 when he was making his way as a producer. It does make him look weak, but he needs to have a clear and profound statement. Maybe chip off $500,000 to the FBA and $500,000 to Jewish League or something like that. Make it $1 million total to say, look, I'm serious. This is how much I'm donating. I'm not going to backtrack. I'm not going to be off on the walls. Now I remember Cameron and Jim Jones brought out Scissor in stores. I know how to make it. Oh, okay. I see you, King. You know how to make it. I see you. You know how to make it without codeine. Okay. Salute to you. Salute to you. Salute to King. Yay to me with Netanyahu. That sounds like Cap. That sounds a lot like Cap. That's Cap Bumba. That's you capping now. That's Cap. Yay to me with Netanyahu. And if I could say just a brief thing, we're going to get back to Chicago, but they're talking about, it's a genocide. It's a genocide. There's people dying in Gaza. The Palestinians are dying. They're killing babies. They're burning up babies. Again, I said this before. There's not a war since time in I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing. This is the beginning of time. This is the dawn of time. Thank you for the link, sir. No, it's got audio. I had to silence it, but I'll watch it later. I don't like either side. Well, you got to make a side. You got to pick a side. I am for Israel. I'm completely backing down on that, and I will never betray that. It's all about Israel. I mean, Baba Netanyahu is one of the worst leaders ever. He's probably going to go down in history as like the worst Israeli prime minister. But you still have to go for the people, the individuals that comprise Israel. And like I was saying about babies have been killed ever since the beginning of human contact and war. There have been people slicing babies' throats and stuff like that. We made it impersonal in a lot of ways with our Tokyo raids, our raids of Berlin and Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Why is Israel always pushing for open borders everywhere except Israel? I think I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I have to look into that. But I would say they're pushing for open borders in Israel because they allow the most people in. Like it's the opposite for Palestinians and Gazans, if that's even proper. I may be going, stepping out of my range right now, but from what I understand, Israel is open to Gazans, Palestinians, Christians, Muslims, everybody. Everybody's available, able to get into, past the border of Israel. And there are more Palestinian doctors. There are more people that are in Israel and function and work there than you would say in other areas that wouldn't maybe even allow Jewish people or Israelis to practice medicine or anything like that. So that's what I have to say for that part. But hey, gotta get back to Chicago, man. Chicago. That was a terrible accent part of me, but Chicago, take me back. Okay, but that's something different. Yeah, Chicago is definitely a hotbed for crime, for all kinds of different things. It's the land of pimps. It's the land of players and Max. It's all tied up into that. It's part of the culture. It's part of the idealism. Bumba saying Lil Durk going through it. Yeah, Chicago's holding his head. All my life. That's my song, That's a teardrop song. I might drop a tear. Yeah, Lil Durk is going through it. Yeah, that's true. But he'll probably cop a plea. He'll probably do a plea, do 5 years probation, something like that. Say he was guilty, then let him go on 5 years probation or something similar to Young Thug. That's why I can imagine it is happening. But that's Chicago. I mean, that's the recent drill music. I remember I was in Massachusetts and I heard Chief Keef. I was like, what the hell is Chief Keef? And I just saw these niggas with like short dreads, going all in the video, showing the switches, all in the video. I don't like. Like, I was just like, what the hell is this? The CIA founded drill. See, that's when you really gotta push the information, sir. Give me a document, something like that. You just say stuff and it sounds hot, but I can't, rely on it. I can't rely on it. CIA founded drill. Give me specific examples. Give me a web page that clearly indicates that the Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America founded drill, which was supposed to be called kill. It was supposed to be called kill music. They couldn't let that pass, so they changed it to drill. It's all by design for the prison complex. I mean, the CCA. I think you meant the CCA, not the CIA. I think you meant the CCA. Teamed up with the DEA. They trying to lock niggas up. They trying to build new slaves. Get your piece today. That's Ye. That's Ye. So that's when Ye was Ye. That's when Ye was Kanye West. That's when he was Kanye West. When he was like he was the people's champ. You were rooting for him. He was an underdog that made it on top. He was an underdog, but never had the underdog mentality. He always had the idea that he could win. They probably all in their Hamptons, bragging on what they made. F you in your Hampton house. F your Hampton house and your Hampton spouse. Come in a Hampton blouse and then a Hampton mouth. Bragging about what they made. Yep. Yeah. So the CCA, I think, what is the CCA? Hold on. I forget what it stands for. I'm looking for it right now. I'm not finding it. Still looking for it. Corrections Corporation of America, CCA. Its outro to New Slaves is crazy, yeah. Yeah. That's when Ye was Kanye West. When he was the truth. I have to admit, I was really on his. I mean, when I was on in school way back in 2005, 2006, I was wearing the polo shirts and the jeans, the wash jeans. I had the cut like that, the Caesar. I think I had. I thought I was like really like yay. I was like, hey, I'm doing it, man. This is my thing. Idiots hated Jesus. Yeah, it's one of his masterpieces. He has 4 masterpieces. He has the College Dropout, Late Registration, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Yeezus. Those are his 4 masterpieces. Pink at polo with a backpack. Who else bought real Rat Pack? We the Rat Pack. Yeah, he spazzed. He spazzed. He definitely spazzed. But yeah, that's Chicago. He wasn't born in Chicago. He was born in Atlanta, Georgia, but he was raised in Chicago. I think the South Side. South side, and there's also the west side. Those are the main black areas: west side and south side. There is no east side. That's in Indiana. There's East Chicago in Indiana. Ye loves Burzum. What is Burzum? What is Bur? I don't know what that is. You gotta explain it to me. Gotta break it down to me, like a 5-year-old. I don't know what Burzum is. But yeah, so that is the reality. I mean, it's not like surprise. Celebrate, woo. It's not like that. It's just like continue to do the work. Continue to put in the work. More police on more beats, more strategies, finding out the hotbeds for criminal activity, finding out the the various locations where gangs could thrive, or be an agitator in the community. A Norwegian metal guy who burnt down churches. Wow. I'm looking that up too. He's wearing his shirts. Wow. Okay. But yeah, so Chicago has to recognize, that lawlessness will not be tolerated. People that break the law will be brought to justice. And he stabbed the guy to death. Good gugga mugga. I'm telling you. Do you know about the Tomb of the Unknown? Yes, I know. Salute to you, Wizard. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you, sir. I do know. Respect the fallen on this Memorial Day, sir. Any escaped prisoner for? Wow. I know about the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. What's up? We're talking about Chicago now. We're talking about the Memorial Day weekend, though. Unofficial start to summer. It's an unofficial start to summer. What are you talking about? The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I can understand today. You're saying for Memorial Day. If you're saying it for Memorial Day, I understand that. Okay, I can understand that. But what about the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier? What do you want to know something? I don't have facts. I only have a few ideas, vague thoughts on the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. I know that they changed guard at a certain point in time. Oh man, here we go. DC nigga hating on Chicago. Just remember Jordan. Jordan played for Chicago and DC. just remember that, Wizard. He's hating hard. He's hating dumb hard. That's what they say. Check out Red Bar. He's from Chicago. Red Bar. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Because I used to get my music from, at the time, he was like in his 50s or 40s. RIP to all the fallen soldiers, both military and street. Salute. 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 Excuse me. Salute on that. Yes. All the fallen warriors. Because I'm not a soldier. I'm a Marine. But I'm a soldier of the sea. So he's like the white Jewish star. Wow. Who's like the white Jewish star? Yay? Or Bert is, what's his name? Burzum? Not like Star. Not Red Bar. Okay. What is he? Is he a rapper? What is he? What is he? What is his specialty? Is he a broadcaster? Jordan couldn't sell that house, but they will buy his shoes. No, he just talks ish. Okay, got you. Jordan couldn't sell that house, but they will buy his shoes. Not sure what that relates to. What house and he sells shoes every few seconds. I think it is around the world. There's like a pair of Jordans that sold every like 3 or 4 seconds or something stupid, something crazy like that. He makes $3 million a day. Michael Jordan. Ye was on his way to be bigger than Jordan. That was hard to say. Ye posted him on Twitter. Ye was, I mean, he even said Yeezy jumped over the Jumpman. I mean, at one point, I think Yeezus did actually do more sales, like core sales than Jordan. I think at one point, like in the mid 20 teens, when Ye was first coming out with his second iteration of Yeezy. He had the first Yeezy, of course, with Nike, but then he was like, "Nah, I'm getting out of here. Let me do Adidas." And I went to Adidas, and I think it kind of blew up a little bit more so than his previous efforts. I saw a lot of dudes with fake Yeezys. Yeah, those things are rampant. Those fake Yeezys are something special, man. That's why I wear FUBU sneakers. I don't wear anything but FUBU sneakers. I know that's might be like, what? You get that from Walmart? You damn sure right. They're like $20, and they were proud of it. I see. That's the thing. The FUBU sneakers that I have, the only ones that kind of look like another sneaker are two. There's black and gray or black and red, I think, and then there's black and white or blue and white, I think it is. Scott wear FUBU and got good credit. That's a fact. I got good credit and I wear FUBU. It's a fact. So true. So true. It's facts. But I'm white. I can't wear FUBU. Bumba bull. FUBU means for us by us, which means for hip hop by hip hop. When hip hop was on its last breath, on its deathbed, when they first conceived with the idea of FUBU, when hip hop was still alive. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's still alive, but rap music is definitely the one that's thriving. But when it was somewhat of sort of a culture, FUBU meant for us by us, meaning for hip hop by hip hop. No, not for blacks by blacks. That's FUBU. It's for us by us. Anybody that's wearing. I mean, it's ironic when you have people that are like, I've seen on the internet where people are like rednecks and hate black people and are going against them, and they got FUBU shirts and FUBU jeans and FUBU sneakers on. That's a little ironic because the brand is owned by black people, but it's not for only black people. It's only ironic when it's people that are against black people. But it's for us by us, meaning for hip hop or for rap, the rap world and people that embody it and extol it. Maybe not its virtues, but it's a creativity. It's boundless energy. But Chicago. I mean, I want to go there. I'm gonna go there, soon. Probably in the next decade or 2 decades. I'm gonna go there, and visit and taking all the architecture. They have beautiful art. Their bridges, their skyscrapers. Obviously, I mean, this is a phenomenal place. I mean, it's been so, recognized in film, especially the outskirts of Chicago. Even like in Home Alone and the John Hughes films. Bumba says Charleston White should go to O Block. Charleston White says he will never go back to Chicago. He's a smart man. They will eat him alive. Pause. They will devour him. Pause. The wolves will go bananas on him. Sadly, because he's a snitch. I respect that. But he can't go back to Chicago. He'll never be able to survive. You better not. They snitching your cat. They're snatching. Excuse me. They're snapping your cat. F. King Vaughn. Well, King Vaughn is had a dirt nap, from what I understand, right? Didn't he have a dirt nap back in like 2022 or something like that? Somewhere around that era. King Vaughn. He's taking a dirt nap. He's in the bosom of Abraham right now. He's in the breast of Jesus right now. Yeah, by Lil Tim. Yep, Lil Tim. Yep. What's he doing right now? Is he doing like 80 years or life or something like that? Something crazy. Lil Tim. King Von crashed out. Yes, that is facts. King Von crashed out. Well, he was crashed out. Actually, he didn't crash himself out. He Somebody else crashed. King Lil Tom apparently crashed him out. Now he got out completely. Pause. Really, I didn't know that. So oh, and I think I remember that. Lil Tim was Lil, not Lil, but Lil Tim. He was on different shows. He was saying like, you know what? I didn't really want to kill him, but I'm glad he's dead, or something like that. He said something wild, like he said something real crazy. Is that the same Lil Tim that you're talking about? The one that said that real crazy thing? Like he was just real matter of fact, real nonchalant, like I want him to die, but I'm glad he's dead now, or something like that. It was crazy. It was wild. With Quando Rondo, yeah. And that's why Dirk killed Quando's cousin. Cause wasn't what he had an affiliate with Lil Durk. Yeah, he was affiliated with Lil Durk. It's always someone more gangster than you. Ooh, that's some words to live by. Cause a lot of people that might go and they may not realize it. But yeah, that's definitely something to think about. Yes, well, Pop Smoke is something different. Let's keep it Chicago. That's New York and L.A. That's New York and L.A. We're gonna keep it Chicago. All my life. That's the cut though. But anyway, he and J. Cole. But it's sad. It really is sad. Chicago. I mean, just to have that moniker, have that name, and then I'm thinking about Chance the Rapper when he smoked on Ye's his ultralight beam. Woo! That's when Chance the Rapper was Chance the Rapper. Like I thought he was gonna blow up even bigger before because he was on Saturday Night Live. He was doing a lot of things. He was doing it. He got divorced. I know a few months ago. So what happened in Chicago? Oh, I was saying how there was 2 fatalities and 18 shootings, and that is a huge improvement over probably the past 15 years. Since Chicago has been on the radar for being Chirac or a city that was unsafe to inhabit. Um, it has grown to be a metropolitan area where people are able to come and shop and produce and industrialize and make businesses and different things like that. So that's what happened in Chicago. I just gave you a rundown. You owe me $5 at least. You owe me at least $5. You gotta watch Back for You. They uploaded the clip of Peter Gunn talking about his son. Where are we going, Wizard? What do you mean? Back for You. They uploaded the clip of Peter Gunn talking about his son. How are we talking about Peter Gunn? Isn't that New York? That's New York, right? Isn't that New York rap? Where are we going? We're sticking on Chicago, right? And he's from New York. Peter Guns. Excuse me. Bag Fuel. Yes. Okay. I really like Bag Fuel. Bag Fuel is the truth. I like Bag Fuel. John Wayne Gacy is Chirac's worst savage. That may be true. That may be true. But he was a lonesome, FA, you know where I'm going, rhymes with maggot and denial, according to Mr. Choice Terrain. I can look up what he said. Let me try to find where it is. I have his book. He has a rundown of the different haters through time. Okay, John Wayne Gacy. John Wayne Gacy came close to matching Bundy's savage style, but Bundy was a pure psychopath and Gacy was just a lonesome F in denial. That's from Mr. Troy Sarterain's book, Objective Hate. You know how much this is going for on Amazon? Look it up. Look how much this thing is going for on Amazon. And look, this is signed too. This is signed. Watch. Hold on. You might not be able to see it. There it is. It's signed. Sar wrote a book. He wrote a book called Objective Hate. You gotta look it up. Go to troyterrain.org. He didn't work alone. That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's interesting. It's weird. Yes, you do need get yourself a copy while they're going. And he also has the audio, the digital book. I think that's free. You can go there and download it. Yeah, Pogo the Clown. I mean that just did it for. They were already creepy, and then he just like poured the gas on it. He just poured gasoline on the idea of creepy clowns. Yeah, so Chicago. What is it with Chicago? Chicago is, land of the gangster. Gangster's disciples. Anywhere from Al Capone, like I mentioned before, Al Capone, gangster's disciples, the GDs, the Vice Lords, I think, are in Chicago as well. Let me make 100% sure where the Vice Lords are. I'm looking it up right now. Yep. Have roots in Chicago, Illinois. They have a nationwide presence with members in 28 states. The almighty Vice Lord Nation is known for its complex hierarchy with kings and princes holding positions of power. They are also known for their distinctive colors and symbols, often wearing red and black and using a 5-point star, the letters VL, and a Playboy bunny with straight ears. Holy Moses. As I've said on many occasions, don't join a gang. If you want to join a gang, join the police or the military. Those are the biggest gangs in the world anyway. The police are going to win. The house always wins. Even if a few individuals get away, the house is going to win no matter what. House is going to collect. You're going to be in a cage, or you're going to be put on death row and fried, or put in, have a lethal injection. Something bad is going to happen to you. So, and if you're part of the military, United States military especially, you have better honor, you have better recognition than being gunned down by police. I'm saying this from personal experience. I was doing recruiting duty with my recruiter when I got back from boot camp, and I had a list of names from my high school, and we just went to different houses. And that, you planning on, you thinking about going into the Marines, stuff like that, everything was like that. Yeah, woo, woo, all that. Whoop de whoop, whatever. And I came to this one house, and it was a guy. You could actually look him up. His name was Curtis Boyd. He was not home at the time. Knocked on his door, rang the doorbell, everything. We're like, all right, we gotta keep it moving. Turns out a few months later, he's in a high-speed chase from New Jersey, from Delaware to New Jersey. And he had some, I think he had work on him, or he just, pushed a pack or something like that. And then he pulled out a weapon on a police officer, and the police officer killed him, as he should have. That was my guy. I knew the guy. I was in a program called Brothers and Sisters Student Union. They put it in his obituary as the Black Student Union. I was the president of that union. He was a part of it. So it really hit me. I was like, damn, what the hell? It was right after high school. It was only like just under 2 years out of high school. So I'm just giving you an example. Join the military. Don't do criminal stuff. Don't do stupid stuff. Yeah, he was an OG. He was well. He was. We were the same age. He wasn't like he was that older. We also talk about the violence in Chicago, but Chicago has some beautiful women in architecture. You got to go back in my story. You got to go back in my story. I was talking about the cuisine, the architecture. I mean, pretty much anywhere has beautiful women. I mean, that's the great benefits of beautiful women. But he FAFO. He FAFO. What is he FAFO? I don't know what that is. I don't know what FAFO is. That facts, yeah. So yeah, I was talking about the Wiener Circle, the Uno's pizza. I think is the origin in Chicago. Their deep dish pizza, which is like pasta. It's so deep. It's got so much cheese and sauce and meat and breading to it. It's like you're eating it's like you're eating a lasagna or ziti or something. Don't just do it. Don't join unless they give you that sign-in bonus. Yes, facts. I got a bonus. It's nice. It goes fast, but you'll get it. Wiener Circle, pause. Yeah, I know. Pause. Yeah. Oh, you like wieners? I've never eaten at that place, that establishment, but it's just a hot dog stand. And I doubt they have any bit of ketchup whatsoever. I was just mentioning how if you say if one of the patrons, usually a middle class or upper class white man, comes up to the front and she says, "What you want, MFer?" And then he says, "I want some chocolate milk." And she has to not has to, but for the most part they flash them. They show them their breasts, their big mammy titties. Bumba's going in. He said Cassie was in a Wiener Circle. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But true. That's not allegedly. That's the truth. This boy eating glizzies. No wonder he keep covering Diddy. Eating glizzies. Just I know, Wizard. I know. You're just playing. It's all good though. It's all good, man. It's all good. We just joshing. Ha ha he he. We just kikiing. I wouldn't mind a chili dog. Yeah, beef. Yeah, beef or turkey. I don't have a problem with turkey. My family switched mainly to turkey for various reasons. But you can have beef. Muslims mostly eat the beef. They usually don't get the turkey for some reason, but they definitely don't get the pork. But there's a big obviously there's a huge Muslim community in Chicago. That's the headquarters of the Nation of Islam and the Fruit of Islam, with Louis Farrakhan still pushing. He's got to be 80 something, 85. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's still doing speeches too, full speeches, like hour, 2 hour long, allegedly. I'm not sure, but yeah. I didn't know Jewish people don't eat pork. I know, yeah, that's another thing. That's not as widely expressed. That's a good point that you say that, Wizard, because they don't really say, "Oh, we don't eat pork. We don't eat pork," but they don't. Usually, most Jews, Hasidic Jews, especially the very Orthodox Jews, definitely don't eat pork. The kinds that don't, use their dishwashers or their vehicles on Saturdays to remember the Sabbath. That's the reality they have. That's their reality. They wash paper. What? Where are you getting this from, Bumbo? He said they wash paper plates. What is this? What are you talking about? Oh, this is great. But yeah, Chicago, the law enforcement, the government, they all are in. Well, the law enforcement is government, but the politicians, the mayor and his team, his assembly, they know what they're doing now. Who runs the Nation of Islam because Minister fell ill a few times and who is being groomed to take his place? I'm not sure. Mr. Farrakhan. Yeah, Mr. Farrakhan. I'm not sure. I just thought of it now, just thinking about Chicago. Mr. Farrakhan has the Fruits of Islam and the Nation of Islam headquartered there. With the what's it called? The final call. Did anybody ever give you a final call in Philly or Chicago or something like that? With a bean pie and a bow tie. Brother, here you go. Take this and read it and learn. My brother. I'd rather a white man call me nigger than a black man call me brother. Telling the truth. That's not my brother, not my half brother or my step brother or my brother-in-law. Those are the only ones that can call me brother. Other than that, F up out of here. Do you think Dirk will beat his case? Why do they always ask me the hard, crazy, stupid questions? This is a good question. I'm just saying it's a stupid question because I'm stupid. I can't figure it out. I think he can, but it doesn't look good. I think he can, though. He was trying to get the hell out of here. He was trying to do a Russell Simmons. He was trying to go to Italy. They're like, no. Slow down. We got you. You're in the net. You got caught up. So he does have a chance, depending on his legal team. I think is he on bail right now? I think they put up like $3 million. They put like $2 million in one house and $1 million in another house. He did $3 million, and I don't know if they denied his bail or not. I can't remember. It was a few months ago, so I can't recall. All my life. That's the cut. Dirk rocking a kufi. Yeah. I think he switched over to Islam too, like Tory Lanez. I heard he allegedly switched over to Islam. But he got stabbed up. See, here's the thing. I was confused. I was like, if you're in the prison system, I mean, you're gonna go for self-preservation. Even if you're an atheist. If I was in the prison system, I'll probably become a Muslim too. I'll be an atheist Muslim. Because from what I understand is, you get protected. Oh, he's a Muslim. You can't touch him. But obviously, Tory Lanez got touched. He got stabbed up. I was mistaken. Islam is a prison religion. Yes, I've seen the facts. You get more. There are more people concentrated in prisons who are Islamic than there are people out in the world. Allegedly, I want to make sure I say that right. Or more people come out of the prison as a Muslim than when they were as the reverse as when they first came in. So yeah. But in these waning moments, let me just congratulate Brandon Johnson, mayor of Chicago. There's a lot of steps that need to be taken, but for the most part, he's doing a good job. I mean, the Pope. I talked about this before. The Pope is from Chicago or the surrounding area. Did he pray for did he pray for only two deaths in 18 shootings instead of 20 deaths and 52 shootings that have resulted in previous years, and maybe even more? I'm just being conservative right now. The Black Colonial Sanders looking mayor. Yeah, the one with the gray it's almost like a goatee. I guess you can still call it a goatee. He's got the gray hair. Minister Farrakhan speaks very powerful. True. And zesty mohawk. Yeah. Mohawks were the ish like 15 years ago. Those were real big. I remember Roscoe Dash and all them had the mohawks and the faux hawks and stuff like that. That was when the word swag was in the play. Soulja would just drop the album called Swag Something. I was like, really? That would have been hot like 11, 12 years ago, but I don't know. Hey, it's been real. It's been great. I appreciate everybody that came in. Thank you all for contributing to my show. Make sure you tell 5,000 to 10,000 other people about this show and make sure it gets hot and popping in these streets And salute to all the people that are fallen on this Memorial Day. Like I said, I think King said it, like in the field and in these streets. So I'm signing off. Thank you very much. Take care.